Hey there, Rednecks, Preppies, Redneck Preppies. It's me, the Redneck Preppy. How you doing today? Great? Good. Just a friendly reminder that the Redneck Preppy can also be found on Rumble and Odyssey. Links to both are in the description below. Might not be a surprise to you if you're a long-term viewer of the channel, but I am a bit of a range bag gear guy. I am always looking to improve what and how I carry for a day of pew-pewing. I haven't done a range bag video since 2018. Damn, I was still in my 40s. And a lot has changed with my setup since then, so I figured I'd do an updated video. Now, in case it needs to be said, this is not a thou shalt bring video. This is just what serves my needs, and this exists only as a potential source of ideas for you. Let's start with the bag, or in this case, I used to carry a separate range bag and rifle case, but in the interests of efficiency, I consolidated them into one. Now, if this particular case is familiar to you, it's because I did a review of it a few years ago. There is a link in the description in case you're interested. It's the Savior Equipment Urban Warfare 55-inch double rifle case. Now, the reason why I went with this particular case is it's semi-rigid construction. It can carry 2 rifles, and it has internal storage for days, as you'll see in this video. Also, at 55 inches, it's long enough for those 19th and early 20th century long ladies that many militaries liked to issue back then. It also comes with an attachable shoulder strap and backpack straps if you want to carry it either of those ways. Okay, moving to exterior pocket number 1. Contained in here is my range tool bag. There's nothing fancy in here, and I made a video about this a few years ago. There is a link in the description if you're interested in learning more. I wouldn't go so far as to call this a gun toolkit, but most of the contents in here are pretty useful in fixing gun-related issues. Next up, a pad, pen, and pencil. Notes on your shooting, list of repairs you need to make to your rifle, gun bunny phone numbers. This will help. If you live somewhere that it gets stupid cold, we call it winter here in Canada, the pencil will be your best friend. Incidentally, I actually used this very note case in the military. It dates back to 1989. Okay, moving over to the other side. This pocket contains my eye and ear pro. I bring 2 sets of ear pro. One of them being the Walker's Excel 100 digital electronic earmuffs that I reviewed a few months back. I love these and I use them almost exclusively. Now, the other ear pro that I bring along and use occasionally are these Surefire EP10 Sonic Defenders Ultramax earplugs that I reviewed a few years ago. And I use these when a cheek weld interferes with over-the-ear earmuffs. Links to both reviews are in the description. Short version, I like them both. Also, a couple of these, foam earplugs, just in case I or someone else forgets their earplugs. Now, the eye pro. I can't tell you who made these, but I do like them. They provide pretty good coverage, as you can see, and the arms are actually adjustable. Particularly useful for those days when your head mysteriously swells or shrinks. Okay, we next move to this middle external pocket. a very large one, as you can see, and there is a lot going on here. Now, on this side pocket, I have a collection of chamber flags. My range requires them when the line is declared safe, as I would assume that most ranges out there do. There's a similar pocket on the other side, but that one is empty. I don't have anything in there. Inside of here, there are 5 separate storage areas, a sheer madness in the amount of space that is available for you to use. Let's look in there. The obvious is this main area right here. My spotting scope is the Goski 20 to 60 by 60 scope. It's currently being held together with Ranger bands, but it does work. And I'm the type of guy that doesn't spend money if I don't have to. I can't say that I got a lot of love for this scope. It's light, which probably isn't a good thing for an optic. It does reach out with the 60 power, but this glass is merely adequate. And I regret buying one also with an angled eyepiece. My previous scope was a 1960s metal monster, but the glass was fantastic and it had a straight eyepiece. The only issue was its magnification wasn't really adequate for 200 yards and greater. That said, I still wish I had that scope. The rest is the Vanguard Porta Aim gun rest, and I do love this. It's light and it does a good job. I did review this a few years back, and there is a link in the description if you want to learn more about it. These Velcro secured pockets are meant for pistols, but I use them for more prosaic items. On this side are some targets to put holes in, and on this side you got the stapler to hang said targets and pliers to remove said staples after you're done. Okay, on the lid of the center pocket, we've got 2 more pockets. In this one we got some more targets. I'm not going to show you them because I'm presuming you already know what targets look like. On this one we've got a jar of staples. We've got ourselves another set of pliers. We have a collapsible cleaning rod. This is mostly for poking stuck cases out of barrels, but I mean, if you have to clean your rifle barrel, you got something. And a bastard file with a round profile. Why the file? Well, I play around with old rifles and reloaded ammunition, and sometimes that combination leads to broken cases stuck in my chamber. Now, as I showed in a video back in 2021, it's actually easy to remove stuck cases with one of these files. Just do it carefully. And yes, that video can be found in the description. And finally, we have the most pertinent part of a rifle case, the place where the rifle or rifles go. Now, as this is a 2-gun case, it has 2 compartments. In the first compartment, I just keep a dump bag where I put my now empty brass after a shooting session, plus whatever I can hoover up from the brass buckets. Now, in this compartment, the second one is where I actually put my rifle of the day that I'm going to be shooting. I like the fact that it has Velcro restraints and these kind of slots on both ends. The straps alone are more than enough to keep a rifle very secured. Now, also, I'll bring a rear rest in case I need it, some gloves if it's chilly, and I do live in northern Canada, so it's always chilly, and the Garmin Zero C1 Pro chronograph. I absolutely love this bit of kit, and I think the only reason I ever replace it is if Garmin released a new version that sang and danced for you. I've done a couple of videos on it already, and yes, there are links in the description if you want to learn more about it. And that's about it. I try not to carry too much to the range, and what I do, I like things that are both durable and light. Now that said, that range bag / case can still weigh a fair bit because you are consolidating two things into one. For me though, it's worth it. Perhaps when I get older, I'll go back to a dedicated range bag and a separate rifle case, but for now at least, it works. So what do you think? Did I miss anything, or do you have suggestions based on your loadout? I'd love to hear them because it might give me ideas. At any rate, I hope you found today's video at least be vaguely entertaining and mildly informative. As always, I hope your trips to the range are fun and productive. Take care, and bye-bye.